You know, we started in 1995, and at that time there was no rock and roll. It was only DJ and club culture, and we thought, okay, we bring back the rock and roll messiahs, which is Hank. We bring back the guitar hero, which is Euroboy, but with one element was missing from the golden age of rock and roll, and that was being a fan. So we said, well, Kiss have an army, we'll have a navy. And from there it's just escalated, and now there's over 1,000 chapters in the world. And Hank told me yesterday there's a chapter in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia now.
That's weird. And also we have had chapters now in some kind of like heavy oppressive countries like Dubai, and the chapter there have always been like expatriate children of oil workers from the West going to private schools in Dubai, and they have kind of recruited the Arab prince kids, you know, and this have become like a heavy thing in Dubai now, so they are being heavily oppressed, expelled from schools, their web pages are closed, and the government are kind of thinking about arresting them and stuff like that.
Because they made a web page on the school's website, and so now the government is thinking about closing the whole school. So it's pretty heavy duty.
It's scary to have like a small elite fan army in the middle of the crowd. It's kind of scary because you think that like normal kids like that are worshipping normal kids like us, you know, and we don't deserve that dedicated following. It's like following any other dictator, you know. They don't deserve it, actually.
But it's fun when it happens, you know, as with dictators.
Yeah, and it goes to our heads, as with dictators.
Yeah.
So pretty soon you're like the Hitlers of the whole Europe.
We have been that for a long, long time.
Yeah. Our fan club, the Turbonegro, is so big now that we could take over like Belgium or Luxembourg.
Olovi. That's the biggest chapter in Finland. And the first in Finland too. And actually it's one of the 5 biggest chapters in the world. Although, well, not when it comes to members, I don't know about that, but when it comes to dedication and activity and involvement, Olo actually has a lot of responsibility for the forum pages on the web and stuff like that. So, and they also have their own clubhouse, and I think that's quite unique. Wherever you go in Europe, you're for sure to meet at least 2 Olo members, and sometimes when you travel in the US, you can actually see 1 or 2 Olo members walking around with an Absolute bottle in their hand and
a cowboy
and a notebook and a cowboy hat and a laptop
and a cell phone. But you know, actually Turbonegro is such a big thing in itself now that they don't really care about the band anymore. And on the website there was a internet poll where they asked them, if you had to choose between Turbonegro and Turbonegro, which would you choose? I think 97% chose Turbonegro. So they don't really care about the band, I think.
What do you think about that?
I don't care. As long as people think they care about